think when we are on the lookout for an accounting system, there are three specific features that we look for. The first one being, can the system scale along with our size? Right. The second feature being, how flexible is the system in accommodating to our business model, because it's ever-changing and because it's very dynamic. And the third one is, how is the user experience in that accounting system itself? We've decided that NetSuite is best suited to our needs, and hence we decided to go with Pointstar and NetSuite. After speaking with many service providers, Pointstar, it is one of the fastest growing service provider that we have encountered so far, and we are extremely happy with all the service that they've been providing. We think that they are very, very well suited to deliver this NetSuite project together with us. As a group, we definitely benefited tremendously with the implementation of NetSuite. We like the system for the robustness as well as the scalability. I think in particular, the scalability is very important, especially for a company that is fast growing. So if you bring the robustness of system, scalability, and cost competitiveness of NetSuite as a whole, I think it's just absolutely no-brainer for us to implement NetSuite.
NetSuite seemed to be the most fit for our business, the most flexible for our business. So I think, we managed it quite well with Pointstar, and this is why we were quite happy to work with them. I think designing what you want and then figuring out how NetSuite can deliver that for you, like starting with the end in mind, is super important. How it works is not so relevant. How we use it is super relevant. I think NetSuite allowed us to really see how we could use it as opposed to just telling us what it could do. And that's a key difference.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our Future Proofing Finance, Budget Control, Financial Consolidation, and AI for Modern Finance Teams webinar. I'm Ayu, your host for today. On behalf of Pointstar Consulting and Oracle NetSuite, I would like to extend a warm welcome to all of you. We have an exciting agenda lineup for you today. We know that finance teams face many challenges. It's hard to manage budgets, streamline financial processes, and keep up with new technologies like AI. That's why we are here today. We want to share ideas and practical ways to help you overcome these challenges. The good news is that technology can help. Today, we will share with you on how to use technology to make your finance teams better. We will talk about three important topics today. First is budgeting control. Learn how to manage your budget better and make more accurate predictions. Second, financial consolidation. Let's find out how to make your consolidation process faster and more efficient. Last one is AI in finance. Discover how AI can help finance teams get valuable insights. Today, we are excited to have two experts talk about finance digital transformation. Our first speaker is William Chiles, Director of Point Star Consulting, and also a finance transformation expert. He will talk about the challenges business face as they grow and explain how NetSuite can help with budgeting, financial consolidation, and AI. Our second speaker, Algi Ramadia Wiguna, ERP pre-sales executive of Pointstar Consulting, will show us a demo of NetSuite and how it works. During the presentations, if you have any questions, please start to type them into the Q&A box. After the presentations, we will open the floor for a Q&A session and our speakers can answer it. We will be giving away a few exciting prizes for the best questions. Before we start, we also would like to inform you about our feedback survey form. You may scan the QR code on your screen now to submit your feedback on this webinar. We will be having a lucky draw before the end of the webinar for the participants that completed the feedback survey form. This webinar is being recorded for quality, training, and future reference purposes. A copy of the recording will be shared with all participants after the session and will also be sent to those who were unable to attend. By staying in this webinar, you consent to the recording. If you have any concerns, please let us know privately. Okay? So now, without further ado, let's welcome William, our Director of Pointstar Consulting, to kick off our session today. Hi, William.
Hi, are you? Thank you.
How are you today, Pa?
I'm good, and I hope everyone here joining us the call all feeling refreshed. I know it's Thursday, so it's half the week gone.
Okay. Probably, William, can you share your slides to test to see first?
Yeah, sure. Give me a sec.
Okay. Okay, I think your slides is ready to go. So now over to you, William.
Okay, thank you, Ayu. Hi, everyone. A warm welcome to everyone joining from various different countries around the world. Today, I have the honor to, do a quick introductions about who Pointstar is, and maybe touch a little bit about budget control, consolidation, and I for modern finance teams. And then we have Algi to do a short demo against as you know, we only have limited time. What we're trying to show you would be an introductions, right? And upon completion of today a webinar, we invite you to have a more deep and thorough discussion with us, and we're happy to help. Okay, so about Pointstar itself, we are a 15 years old company. So we started in Singapore back in 2008. So it's been a while for us. Since then, we partner with a lot of leading cloud solutions, and we started with Google back then in 2008, where cloud technology pretty much is still in its infancy, right? We recognize that opportunity, then we expand into other solutions like NetSuite, Blackline, Celigo, and Workato as well. And we also have presence around the offices. Share with this shortly. So again, I mentioned to you, welcome to everyone joining on the call today. Our offices, we headquartered in Singapore, but we have since expanded into 10 countries and territories around the world, around Asia. Headquarters including Malaysia, Thailand, Indonesia, Taiwan, Hong Kong, China, South Korea, and Japan and Vietnam as well. So the reason why we would like to expand into this region, because we recognize that a lot of company nowadays has a presence across multiple countries. And a lot of our customers would, at least, I think I would say 80% of our customers have presence in at least 2 countries. So with our knowledge, experience in those countries, we have people on the ground. We also have built localization, tax localization, compliance solution as well within all these countries. Again, these are some of the solutions that we have embarked on in the past 16 years, I would say. But what we're going to talk today would be Oracle NetSuite, whereby I think these are some of our credential in Oracle NetSuite. We have been arguably the largest partner in Asia for probably close to 6 years now. And only this year we got an award from Oracle, and we actually, our founder Michelle, actually went to Las Vegas to accept the awards on behalf of Pointstar. So there's a little bit about Pointstar. So I'm gonna probably jump on a little bit about Oracle NetSuite itself. It's an ERP that I think a lot of people are starting to hear a lot of the buzz. It's obviously the fastest growing ERP in the regions. It fits into I would say medium to lower tier of the enterprise level. We have a lot of enterprise level customers. There is already customers of Pointstar as well as NetSuite. So what NetSuite it is? It's a solution suited for all, right? You can see here, Oracle NetSuite, really focuses on the four area on, around what are the challenges faced running in growing a business, right? Of course, we are talking about these four area that, can divide into how we can acquire and grow more customers. It has a complete suite around customer relationship management, CPQ, promotion, customer portal, e-commerce connectors. Then we also talk about, the ability to create and deliver products, including inventory management, supply chain, manufacturing, procurement, all the way to the employee empowerment and also the accounting side. I'm not going to go too much into deals because I think there are much more exciting presentation coming up. So I think the first topic that we discuss is all about how to manage the budget, right? If you look at the evolutions of company acquiring ERP, the first step is always the ability to set up a ERP, capture the cost, capture the expenses, and all whatnot. That's basically the first stage of it. And of course, come with it, we are talking about the budget versus actual as well. So that's come out of the that's pretty much come out standard. You'll be able to have you will have the ability to set up budget. If you have multiple budget, if you run multiple budget, that is something that we can work on as well. It really cover expense entry, cost allocations, procurement, vendor bill, and everything, right? But that's just the start, right? I always say to everyone that looking to acquire NetSuite ERP to really consider this baby step as they go on with the ERP adoptions, right? In particular. So then, of course, once we have the budget versus actual, what's next? And this is what I think we're gonna demo to you guys today is around the budget control, right? And I think a lot of us probably gonna nod our head when I say a lot of the companies here are probably still using a paper-based paper-based approval system, right, for expenses. And this is where is there any way within NetSuite that we can set this up much more streamlined and much more efficient, right? Are we able to approve expenses on the fly through a mobile application or through email? And this is where the budget control come in, where we have the ability to set up a budget, not just single budget, but it could be multiple budget. You can have a parent-child budget set up. That's not an issue at all. How do we control the expenditure, whether it started from PR, PO, bill, all the way to payment? Are we going to do a hard stop? Are we going to do approval whether they exceed? Then, of course, then come with it the ability to do a lot more within the budget, right? Set up, multiple different type. Is it monthly, quarterly, half yearly, or full year budget, right? Ability to do rollover, transfer to different budget ledger, increase budget allowance. So those all of these would be in place so that we don't only be able to push, we are not only able to put digitalizations in budget control and expense approval, but we also can set up automations, right? Who should be the next step to approve? What are the different budget level that people need to approve? Of course, setting that not easy. We've seen company tweak around, some of customer tweak around how to control budget efficiently. Many times, the budget was set up in a way that it's quite rigid and it's quite a lot of bureaucratic. Then a lot of them learn from there how to actually make it simpler in the budget control itself. Because look, let's admit budget control probably control 90% of the company activities, right? So of course, from the budget control, what's the next step, right? It will be budget planning. How do we make sure that we have the right budget, right? And NetSuite have all of these solutions in place, whether it's a budget control or budget planning. Well, we will not be showing budget planning today because it's going to be a whole lot other discussions altogether. But the idea with budget planning is that, look, can we look at historical spending, right? Historical financial analysis. And then based on that, are we able to set up the budget driver, like what would drive the next year budget? Is it foreign exchange rate? Is it the minimum salary? Would it be the potential growth, interest, bank interest, if you rely a lot on the banking system to fund the business? Then based on that, how do we plan for our CapEx? How do we plan our OpEx? How do we plan our inventory? How do we plan for our HR, right? So that's basically the next step, because the budget planning will come and fit into the company budget itself. That's when the budget control will also make sure that whatever we plan for the budget will be executed accordingly. So I always in any I think if any controller here joining us today probably will realize, I think uh, all of this budget control is probably the most important one, because look, budget planning, we only do it maybe maybe we do once a year and review for every quarter. So it's not something very extensive, but we are talking about budget control a day to day, right? And that's something that I'll give you a demo today, how NetSuite can handle those budget control effectively. So moving from budget, then we are talking about financial consolidation as well. Like I mentioned earlier, at least, I think 80% of our customers will at least have presence in 2 countries, and nearly 99% will have multiple entities set up within the umbrella, the group of the umbrella group of the company, right? So how does NetSuite have this? NetSuite actually manages multi-subsidiary natively within NetSuite, right? And very importantly, you can set up a lot of different subsidiary. You can set up different subsidiary in different country that have a different base currency. And this is how beautiful is it. NetSuite actually invested a lot, right? And it has nearly 100 plus country tax calculation, and this being enriched by the partner experience as well on the ground. And not only that, you can actually, I mean, if you have a company in Singapore and you have company in Australia, you recognize that they all have a different calendars, right? Financial calendars. NetSuite would be able to set up those different financial calendars, not a problem at all, right? Then some of the country, all the country will have its own different financial standard, right? And whether it's international IFRS or it's like a regionally adopt like MFRS or SFRS of Indonesia, it would be something else, right? Or even if you have a presence in the US, then you probably want to adhere to GAAP, right? So all of these can be configured as well. And then what happened then, all this intercompany transaction and cost allocation, once you define it within NetSuite, it will take place automatically, right? There's no double entry in the system that you need to create a SO, then you need to create PO on the other side. All of this will happen automatically, right? Then, of course, when it comes to the end of the month, how do we console automatically, right, and produce different financial report, right? It could be a quarterly report on end of February because the company financial report is, say, March to February, or all these kind of things. So this is where, you're starting to see, hey, look, with that one single console, of course, we're going to set up different roles to different users. You would be able to operates an ARP that is basically sit on a single platform, right? What's the beauty of it? your financial transaction will be real time, your consolidation will be real time. It's going to help you cut down that time for you taken to close the year or close the month. So these are what NetSuite actually built. In fact, our largest customers probably have nearly 40 plus subsidiaries across 8 countries, right? And they've been loving it because there's no longer the requirement to go and download financial report and then send it to somebody on Excel so that the other side can consolidate it. And it's going to take, I don't know, maybe 12 days or, if not half a month. So this is another features that I think Agi will be showing today. You will see how efficient it is for NetSuite to do this all financial consolidation. Then lastly, I want to go into the AI, touch AI a little bit, right? So when you look at the AI itself, how does NetSuite AI framework? It's, I think AI, everybody is super excited with the words of AI, but how does it applies within an enterprise applications, right? How it is relevant to enterprise company enterprise architecture. And what we are showing here, if you look at the 4 different tier, right? Of course, NetSuite will sit on top, right, where the application is, the global ERP or CRM or professional service automation or e-commerce or analytics and reporting, right? That is basically NetSuite on top. What power NetSuite are all the different 3 tiers below that, right? Starting with the lowest tier, which is infrastructure. NetSuite sits on Oracle Cloud infrastructure, right? It's one of the leading enterprise level cloud infrastructures, right? It's been powered by, of course, everybody know NVIDIA. You have a new rich guy in town. So if you look at it, NetSuite is being powered by the latest and one of the best technology, right? NetSuite is not being hosted in a different cloud hosting, right? It's basically hosted on its own. So by doing that, it has all the access to all these different AI services within the Oracle stack, right? Including generative AI, whether it's auto SQL or ability to actually generate content like a financial report. And then we are talking about other AI services like speech recognition, visions, right? Forecasting, analytics, data science. So NetSuite have access to all of this, and of course, in turn, it be deployed to the platform itself, right? Whether it's a process automation, it's an app development, app distribution, AI assistant, AI advisors, right? I'm just gonna touch on three area here, right? So again, just to summarize, it has a platform, it has a single centralized source of data. It's not being scattered around the data all in the single platform. Then you'll be able to connect teams and data across organization, right? And from here, then you have two AI services, right? Mainly it's called assistant and advisors, right? Assistant, what does it do? It handle repetitive tasks, right? Things like an API automation. Can we actually use OCR to actually scan our vendor bills or vendor invoices, right? Can we do those transaction matchings, right? So the idea is that, look, those repetitive tasks should be able to be handled by robotic automations, right? Or AI by itself. Of course, the idea is that when this repetitive task is being replaced, of course, automatically we will expect an increase in accuracy and productivity, of course, reduce error as well. Not only a system, but I think the trends are now going for an advisors, right? Can we use AI-driven analysis, right, to identify trends, to identify revenue trends, for example, right, or make predictions, answer, or offer recommendations, right? And the idea is that it should be able to provide a different view, a different unique insights to help employees to make the decisions, right? So what is it in NetSuite? Of course, AI is in infancy. We see a lot of rapid development around the functionality, but what's in NetSuite that are available today, right? We want to know what's available in NetSuite today. So we mentioned we divided into advisors and assistants, right? Okay, you started with NetSuite planning and budgeting, for example, right? It used to be not called AI, right? But nowadays it's intelligence because we are trying to figure out the pattern within the historical data, right? How can we look at that? How we can assess a trend? right? That's an area of it. Then you are talking about account reconciliation, how the system can be smart enough, right, to look at your bank statement and to look at the data in NetSuite and say, hey guys, I think this data is what it is, right, and reconcile it automatically, right? It's an AI services as well. It's just not normally called, it wasn't called AI before, right? But AI would enable you to basically identify, okay, these customers always pay with the transaction distribution is this, right? How can NetSuite actually tally it up with whatever record belonging to their customers? So those are the kind of things. Of course, we have narrative reporting. Analytic warehouse is another one. It's looking at the big data. It's trying to make sense of the trend and tell you, hey, look, I think the revenue going to increase tenfold, right, in 2 years' time, for example. Then, of course, in the supply chain operation, you have supply chain control tower that actively tells you, hey, look, an inbound shipment is late. I think we're going to have problem with our manufacturing because the raw material won't be ready in time. So those are the kind of recommendation advice. Like, hey, look, guys, next we're going to tell you, you got problem here. I think you need, and in particular, the problem with this sales order because now this is linked to a production order that cannot happen because this item has not arrived yet. Then those are the kind of thing that NetSuite can provide you, right? Of course, item recommendation. Those are just the advisor part. Then, of course, we have the assistant. There are probably more day-to-day operations, right? Things like bill capture, right? Can we actually receive vendor bill or vendor invoice to an email address, and then NetSuite will redo out, and then and basically do the bill capture, for example, right? Text enhanced Prompt Studio, a lot of these, more than happy to bring you guys. But yeah, these are some of the very powerful tools that we have within NetSuite now, taking advantage of obviously Oracle cloud infrastructure platform, right? So I think, and I think that summarized the 3 points that, I think we want to highlight today. And then, of course, Algi will take over from here, and he will be demoing a few things that might interest all of you. Okay, I think that's from me, Ayu.
All right. Thank you so much, William, for those really insightful perspectives on the challenges facing finance teams today. Okay, so we encourage again you, all of the participants here, to actively throughout this webinar. Please ask questions anytime during the webinar. Yeah, just type it into your Q&A box. We will answer them at the end, as we also will give prizes for the 2 best questions. Okay, and I would like also to remind everyone to scan the QR code on your screen. Probably, yes, that QR code. I will give like a few seconds for you to scan now on your screen. Scan the QR code now and fill out the feedback survey form after this session, as we will announce the lucky winners before we end off the webinar. Okay, and there will also be a special offer for all participants to be informed by the next speaker. So stay tuned. And now we move on to our exciting next session, where you will get to see firsthand how to use NetSuite to manage your organization's financial process. A warm welcome to Algi. Are you there?
Yep, I'm here. Hi, are you?
Hi, Algi. How are you? Good?
Good. Yeah. How about you?
Can you try to share your slides first before I go?
Yep, let me try to share my screen.
Sure. Okay, that looks good. So the floor is yours, Algi.
Perfect. Thank you, Ayu. And thank you, William, for the fruitful presentations from before. And good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining today's webinar on budget control, financial consolidation, and AI for Modern Finance Teams webinar. I'm Algi Ramadia, and I'm honored to show you how these critical areas are transforming modern finance. Without further ado, let's dive in. In this webinar, we'll discuss how budget control, the financial consolidation, and the AI-driven insights can empower finance teams to stay agile and drive growth. With the little time I have, I'm just going to run through some of the key features without going too much into the details and show you the end-to-end processes. If you'd like to see the details, you can set up the call with the Pointstar team to help your business grow. Now, for the first topic here, the budget control, the real-time insights in NetSuite empower decision makers to track budget performance instantly. Managers can access live data on budget utilization, variances, and forecasts, enabling them to make timely decisions to adjust spending, reallocate resources, or invest in opportunities without waiting for monthly or quarterly reports. The second key things are the control for accounts, projects, and resource costs. NetSuite enables detailed tracking and control of budgets at the level of specific accounts, projects, or resources. This granular control ensures that spending remains within allocated budgets for each category, providing clear visibility and accountability. By monitoring costs at these levels, organizations can identify inefficiencies and optimize resource allocation effectively. The third point is the proactively control and monitor spending. So NetSuite allows organizations to NetSuite's budget control features enable organizations to set spending limits and thresholds, ensuring that expenses are monitored in real time. Automated alerts notify the stakeholders when spending approaches or exceeds budget limits, which I'm going to show you a little bit on, allowing them to take corrective action proactively, and this prevents overspending and ensure financial discipline across departments and projects. The next thing, we have the real-time budget adjustments. So NetSuite allows organizations to make real-time budget adjustments, ensuring alignment with evolving business priorities. For example, budgets can be reallocated dynamically without disrupting financial tracking if a project requires additional resources or unexpected expenses arise. This flexibility ensures budgets remains relevant and responsive to the actual business needs. The last thing we have is the slice and dice data. With NetSuite Funds Analytics, organizations can break down budget data into customizable views, such as department, time period, or specific cost centers. The slice and dice capability allows for in-depth analysis of budget performance, helping managers identify trends, variances, and areas for improvement. These insights ensure that budgets are not only adhered to, but optimized for maximum impact. So let's dive into the first point here. We have the drive real-time insight into decision-making. What you see here is the dashboard of NetSuite with the budget control in it. So it allows the organization to set up the alerts and notifications. In this example, we have the budget approaching threshold. You can see the account, which class, department, location, what is the budget amount, what is the remaining amount, and what is the budget percentage. So at a glance, you can directly see all of the key information you needed and then make a decision based on the backed up data. These automations also reduce manual checks and keeps teams aware of spending in real time and immediately. You can also see the key performance indicators down here, as well as the department budget balance KPI. All this information allows organizations to measure all of the movements in real time, and again, make the decisions faster without having to get reports bi-monthly or quarterly. The next point that I'm going to talk about is we have the control for accounts, projects, and resource costs. In this example, we can track the budgets for individual departments and accounts. In this example, we have the travel meals. It says unrestricted, which we decided to not create an error when it exceeds the budget amount, but we can still give a warning sign, which I'm going to show you later. And also we can have the control budget at the parent group level. So in this example, we have all of the transactions based on each account, each department, and the amount, as well as the child budget, parent budget, and the error level. If you'd like to focus on this point here, we have the amounts that exceeded the setup amount that we have previously which is the 50,000 on the parent group budget, and it will throw an error level, and it won't give you access to save the data. Now, In this particular example on the NetSuite budget detail, we have the account on the left-hand side here, the class, department, location, the projects, and then we can see the annual budget divided for all of the accounts that we have set up previously. So you can have that granularity control for the budget that you'd like set up based on your organization needs. The next point is the proactively control and monitor spending. In this example, we have the workflow approval for the purchase request transaction. And this first example here, we are inputted by the user. You can see once the transaction is saved, it shows the status is pending approval. And then let's say you want to have one level workflow approval for this example. And then I logged in into NetSuite. I am as the supervisor, and then I can see the approve or the reject button there to approve or reject the particular transactions. And then once I approve for the purchase request, the status is updated automatically. And then it says that this purchase request is already approved by the supervisor and the pending receipt. Now, the next one in this example, we have the error warning, where I have explained before that if the error level is the error without the warning, you can see that we cannot save the transactions, and then the pop-up window will show you that this increased amount exceeds the remaining amount that we have set up previously. For the workflow approval, we can set it up like this particular complex one, and then we can also specify based like 2 or 3 levels for the budget control, and we can customize it based on your organization needs. The next point, we have the real-time budget adjustment. In this particular example, let's say you have to adjust your budget directly on the day for one of the main reasons. So what you need to do is just open up the budget adjustment utility. And then after the page is open up, you can go to the search criteria here. And then you can select the budget definition there, which budget category that you'd like to change or do adjustments for that. And then you can also fill in all of the other parameters like the account, the class, department, entity, location, as well as the segments. And then the next thing is after you filled in the budget definition and the subsidiaries in this case, you can just click the search for budget ledgers. And then it will throw up all of the lines or all of the setup budget amounts previously. And then you can add the amount, reduce the amount, adjust the budget. So in this example, I have added 1,500 on the first line and 2,500 on the second line. Those lines are divided into each department and class. And then after you do your adjustment, you can just click save. And again, after you save the transactions, if you notice on the status here, we can have the workflow profiles for the budget adjustment as well. And in this particular example, we have approved the transactions, and the effect will immediately seen on the budget ledger. As you can see on the third and fourth line here, we have the budget adjustment utility that we have previously created before. Now, the last one we have is the slice and dice data. So you can have like, this is what we call a safe search here. So you can take all of the informations on the budget control as well as the amount, or you can create like the analytics functions that NetSuite have. Like this one, we can create like a pivot table demo. Sorry, like a pivot table. And then we can get all of the information needed. Just drag and drop the fields on the left-hand side there. All right, back to the topics. We are now going to the financial consolidation. We have 5 things that I would like to highlight today. The first time is the real-time financial feasibility, where NetSuite's real-time financial consolidations allow organizations to instantly view consolidated financial across all subsidiaries and entities. This immediate access to updated financial data supports timely, data-driven decisions without the lag of manual consolidation. The second one, we have the automated multi-currency management. So NetSuite can automate the currency conversion and adjustments across multiple subsidiaries seamlessly, consolidating financials in different currencies. And this feature eliminates manual conversions, ensuring accuracy and saving time, especially for multinational organizations. The next thing we have is the seamless financial close processes. NetSuite streamlines the financial close processes by automating consolidation tasks across entities. This reduces the time and effort required to close the books each period, enabling a faster, more accurate, and stress-free financial close with full transparency at each stage. Along with this seamless financial close process, we have the efficient intercompany eliminations. So NetSuite simplifies the process of intercompany eliminations by automatically identifying and removing intercompany transactions during the consolidation process. This ensures accurate consolidated financials without the risk of double counting, streamlining compliances. And the last one, we have the flexible reporting and analysis. NetSuite have 300 plus more out of the box reports that you can have. And NetSuite provides customizable consolidated reports that cater to the unique needs of different stakeholders. From executives to department heads, real-time insights into global financial performance enable tailored analysis that drive strategic planning and resource allocation. In this example here, we have the NetSuite dashboard again, but we have different views. In this one, we have the subsidiary navigator here. So you can see we set up more multinational companies here. And then if you just wanted to see one of the particular subsidiaries, you can just easily click on the example Hong Kong subsidiaries. Once you click that button, it will change all of the information needed, like the KPI meter, using the Hong Kong dollars, the KPI, as well as the reminder changes for that particular subsidiaries only. So that is the real-time financial visibility. All of the information needed are already available in your dashboard. NetSuite also support the automated multi-currency management as well as the consolidation process, as I've shown you before. So we can set it up like a 3 or 4 levels of the subsidiaries depending on how you manage your businesses. In the example, we have the global, the region, as well as the countries. So you can manage that specific levels. And then the next thing that I would like to show you is the seamless financial close process. In this example, we have the reminders. We have 37 periods to close. And if I click on that reminders, it will open up this page where it will be shown all of the periods that I haven't closed yet. And if I try to click the September 2021 in this example, by clicking that button, it will show me the list of what I needed to do to close that financial processes. In this example, I'm going to show you one of the tasks, which is the generate intercompany cross charges. It will help to generate the intercompany cross charges automatically once you click that button. And then you can see on the task page here, you can generate the intercompany cross charges. NetSuite automatically generate the transactions once you click the generate transactions button there. And then it will take all of the transactions that is marked for the intercompany transactions. And along with that seamless financial close process, we can see all of the journals that has been created automatically by NetSuite at the end of each month. And you can see here, in this example, we have the journal entries of the 230 and 8. If you click that link, it will open up the transactions, and you can drill down to see the details. And then as you can see, approved for posting intercompany eliminations. This journal will be created automatically, and also you can have the workflow approvals for almost all of the transactions in NetSuite. And then in this report, we have the intercompany reconciliation. If you do have like unlinked orders and returns, because we are linking the transactions between the purchase order and the sales order between the two subsidiaries, so we can do the automatic elimination process. And if you do have a mismatch amount, mismatch quantity, you can see all of details there, and then you can adjust accordingly. As I've said previously, NetSuite have 300 plus of BI components available out of the box. One of the reporting that I would like to show you is this income statement reports. As you can see here on the bottom side, we can choose the subsidiary context. In this example, we are seeing the consolidated report, which is the parent company. And as you can see on the columns, we have all of the subsidiaries included. And it's using the consolidated exchange rate, which is the Singapore dollar. On the columns, we can choose the subsidiaries by the hierarchy if you do have like a 3-level or the 4-level ones. And also from this income statement report, as you can see on the bottom right corner, we can export it into the Microsoft Excel, PDF file, CSV, or Words, so you can customize more for the reportings. Okay, and if I try to change this report, I would like to see on my Philippine subsidiaries only and change the column into the department hierarchy. Once I click that information, it will show me the income statement report based on the department and for the Philippine subsidiaries only. As you can see, the currency uses is the Philippine. And also the columns is divided by department hierarchy. As you can see on the marketing columns, we have the child that is called online marketing. And also below on the operations columns, we have the IT departments. Now, other than the standard reporting, now to have the analytics like this one, and you can also create like the charts and all of the reports that you needed. We also have the intelligent analysis for the reporting if you needed to create more reporting out of NetSuite. Now just have 1 minute left, so I'm just going to run through the AI-driven report. And the same in this example, I have the Cash 360 dashboard that is using the AI-driven report. You can see the bank balance, receivables, and the payables, and all of the cash forecast on a weekly basis in the example. And then other than that, if I scroll down a bit, you can see all of the pie charts of the AR aging summary and the AP aging summary. You can also click on the pie charts to see the detailed transactions, or if you wanted to open up the report as well. Now you can set up in this report, if you'd like to change the forecast periods. In this example, I'm using the 6 weeks. And if you'd like to change it to 12 weeks, 3 months, or 6 months, you can change it on the preference up there. And also, if you'd like to enhance the reporting, you can add the additional values, like what is the account and what is the amount that will happen monthly or yearly or weekly. You can add it up in there as well. Last but not least, we have the intelligent suite. We have the intelligent insight, intelligent automations, as well the interactions, which I believe that Williams has explained before about this one. And this is the exciting one. I believe we have the exclusive special offer for 1-hour assessments. As a valued attendee, we are pleased to offer you a free 1-hour assessment of the system you are presently using to manage your finances from our experts. We can help you identify financial transformations opportunities and give suggestions on how to optimize your IT setup for peak performance. You can scan the barcode there, and you could contact us and we could give you a preliminary IT assessment on how you might utilize Workato in your day-to-day processes, as well as to discover new opportunities in utilizing such a tool in your organization. And of course, if you have specific use case in mind and would like a more in-depth discussion, perhaps a platform overview or a catered demo session, please feel free to approach us as well. So thank you. That's all from my side. And get back to you, Ayu.
Okay, thank you, Algi, for that comprehensive demo. All right.
Sorry, if it's a bit rushed because we only have a little time, but
That's okay. Yeah, that's okay, Algi. Thank you so much.
thank you.
Okay. Okay, so now I would like to share again the special offer exclusively only for this webinar participants. Okay, get a free 1-hour assessment of your current finance system. Our experts will help you find ways to improve your system. If you are interested, just simply type interested in the Q&A box. Okay? All right. So now let's have a Q&A session. Please type your questions in the chat box. William and Algie will answer them. Now I'm calling back all the speakers to join with me. William and Algie, please join with me as I will start to read the questions one by one. All right, so, okay, so the first questions that I will ask is coming from Subhash Nerela. In case of intercompany charges, if the company A account the income, will these automatically reflect B as cost or company B has to account manually? This question, I think, will go to Algie.
Yep. So to answer, to answer the questions, NetSuite automatically create the transactions on the other half of the subsidiaries. So yes, it will automatically reflect it on the other subsidiaries without creating the transactions again.
Okay. Okay. Hope that will answer Subha's question. Or Williams, probably want to add a bit?
No, I'm good. I think you know that better than me.
Okay, okay. The next question I will read from Febi Nisrina. This question will go to William. Febi asking about how long it takes for implementing financial consolidation features within Oracle NetSuite.
Yeah, I mean, we do have customers that implement just the consolidation. So, they still have subsidy running with the different ERP systems, right? So we did that to customers that about 20 subsidiaries running all different ERP system. So if you're just looking at the consolidation functions alone, it's probably going to take about three to 3.5 months for us to do that. And that will also depend whether we need to integrate to a different system or it's just going to be an manual upload of the financial data to NetSuite. So yes, it would depends, but I would say it's safe to say it's probably within 3 to 4 months.
Okay, I see.
But
Okay.
of course, with the ERP itself, it will be much longer. If you're looking to implement the ERP as a whole and everything, including console, then you're probably talking about between 6 to 9 months.
Okay. Fabi, is that answering your question? Hopefully, yeah. Okay. All right. So I will just move on to the next question. If Fabi still have another questions, please just type again in the Q&A box, yeah? All right. And let's move to the next question from Angga Dharma. See how AI is embedded into the NetSuite as advisors. Can you explain more about the unique insights that NetSuite can provide us and what standards NetSuite uses to state that insights NetSuite offers are unique enough? Probably this also goes to William.
Yeah, I think if you look at it right, of course, AI is pretty much at the infancy, right? I think everyone is trying to figure out what's the AI impact to the productivity, right? So I guess what we are looking for, right, what NetSuite can provide in terms of insights would be its ability to, like, for example, I'm just going to take into one example, the NetSuite analytic warehouse, right, that can actually run through a multiple stream of data, including whether it's in the NetSuite or it's externally outside NetSuite. I saw it's been plugged into the analytic warehouse. This actually can use combination of data to try to identify trends, right? Trying to look based on this multiple input, what should be the trends going forward, right? Whether it's a sales trend or it's a consumption trends or whatever, right? So I think when you look at this, right, of course, this data only provide you insights, right? Of course, um, it can be tailored to whatever metrics or whatever numbers or KPI that you want to tie up into it, right? But again, I think what we are seeing is that more and more people trying to use as all this rich data that we have nowadays to try to determine how to read this data, right? So, yeah, NetSuite. I mean, I think if Anga is interested, we're more than happy to show what NetSuite Analytical Warehouse is, right, and how it could be relevant to the business itself. But yes, it's embedded. The AI is embedded. It's all integrated to the ERP. It can actually take data from different stream as well. So yeah, I mean, that's the uniqueness, right, of NetSuite. It does not just rely on data on NetSuite, but it can also rely on data from other data sources as well.
Mm. Okay. All right. Hope that also answering your questions, Anga. Okay. All right. So another questions here. I would like to ask from Aditya Nugra. This also probably will go to William to answer. Can Oracle NetSuite implementation manufacturing costing complex combinations with Tableau?
Can you repeat again? Can Oracle NetSuite
Can
implement?
Oracle NetSuite implementation manufacturing costing complex combination with Tableau?
Yeah, we need to really look at that, right? Because I think when you are talking about manufacturing costing, I'm gonna assume these are activity-based costing or actual costing, right? Of course, Tableau. I'm just imagining somebody will use Tableau to pull data and will try to distribute whatever data, whatever cost based on activities, right? Whether it's number of sales order produced or the value of the goods produced or whatever, right? Of course, this data, right? Once we get this data, once we finish that data, those data actually can be re-injected into NetSuite. So NetSuite can calculate the actual cost for whatever manufacturing, right? The cost of goods manufactured. So that, yeah, there's an options that we can do. Of course, I'm not going to say it's simple. It's probably going to be quite complex because Tableau will probably have to ingest data from NetSuite, does the calculation on NetSuite, and then import and then export the data back to NetSuite to update. So yeah, it's technically possible.
Okay, all right. Okay, and probably this would be the last question coming from Faris Azam, and this question will go to Algi. He's asking about how NetSuite does revisions and approvals when it comes to budget management, maybe in dynamic business cycles.
Right. If you don't have comments, but feel free to jump in. So for the revisions and the approvals of the budgeting in NetSuite, you can set it up like a categorical budgeted, and you can set up the workflow approval for each budget category. And if you'd like to create a revisions, you can create like two sets of the budget category. The first one is your original one, and the second one will be the revision one. And in NetSuite, you also have the audit trails, so you can also see all of the changes on the budget, either on the first budget or the second revisions one.
So I
Okay.
think also I just want to add, it depends on how the budget revision, right? Whether it's a reduction or it's a total write-off as well of the budget, and say, oh, it looks throw away the old budget, we're gonna import the new one. So the way NetSuite works in the budget is that we within the ledger you actually can do budget modification. So you don't really have to throw away your old budget. You can just do a budget modification. Then there's gonna be a transaction audit trail to show that somebody actually adapted budget. So that should not be a problem at all.
I see. Okay. Yeah. Actually, there is one more question, and it's actually related also with the previous question from Shubhas, and this also will goes to Algi to answer. Okay, Algi. Arun questioning, where will it be shown? Is it in elimination column or under each subsidiary column?
Yeah, I think I'm just reading. There's a questions on top of that. I
Yeah.
think how have CTR and CI got calculated and posted, right, will be shown. So what happened is that, of course, we understand that there's a lot of situation whereby a subsidiary may not be wholly owned, right? It could be majorly owned. So there's going to be NCI component we need to calculate as a liability, right? So In NetSuite, we definitely have done this before. We need to develop a function depending on how you like to calculate the NCI for us to basically based on month-end closures data, right? Financial statement, then an activity will take place within NetSuite to basically calculate the SCA and post it back. So yeah, it is possible to do that. Not a problem at all. We have experience around there to do the calculations. Again, how it's calculated is really depending, right? Whether it's going to be a real-time basis or it's going to be based on the monthly monthly changes in equity or shares. So that is something that we definitely have experienced before.
Okay, that will be probably Ken answering also the questions from Arun, yeah. But one question more, and this is for William, I guess, coming from Lukimo Yahya. William, the biggest problem in ERP implementation is the reluctance of users to switch to a new system. How to deal with this condition?
Yeah,
William?
it happen a lot for us, right? It does. It is basically a recurring theme because a lot of problems the users are scared because of the unknown, right? They don't know whether this going to be a risk on their positions. Is this going to be a risk of they might not be qualified to learn the new system? We have a lot of this problem before, but it's very important for a company. Of course, this is something that the company will need to embark around the change management, right? The ability to basically assure the users that the system. Of course, you have to demonstrate as well how the system can make their life better. Can make their life easier, right? Like for example, it could be hey, with the new system, you no longer have to do color coding the Excel sheet and then do a manual sum and do manual journal, right? Everything will be done by the system automatically. So I think number one, of course, change management, make sure that they know what's coming. Then of course, there has to be, if there is a repositioning or of the role, that have to be made clear, really, really clear upfront what's going to happen to the role, right? Because by the end of it, people are afraid with the ERP, they're going to lose their jobs, right? And of course, lastly, right, the training itself, right? And I think this is partly assisted by NetSuite because NetSuite is such a user-friendly system. It's something that you don't need to remember any code. It's just like you're reading a news website. If something will underline is probably a link, you can click on the link easily, right? So really, right, the training part, right, how people can understand how to how how to use NetSuite accordingly so they don't ended up making mistakes. So yeah, I think it's all again come back to three, right? I think number one is the change management process. People need to know what's happening, so they're not left blank. Then if there's any repositioning of the position because of the new ERP, we changed a lot of time because ERP is all about automation. Then there has to be clear upfront as well. Then of course the training part need to be very effective as well. So I think what we find out those actually help, help I guess give them a bit of peace of mind what's coming. So again, it's all come back to the mindset. I think that's what I can share.
Okay, yeah, thanks, Lukimo. All right. I think that will be ending the Q&A session. Thank you, William. Thank you, Algie.
Yes.
But stay there. After this, we will do the photo documentation. But let me announce the winners of our giveaways for the best questions. All right. So I will announce the winners that already participates to give the best questions. So congratulations, Shubas. That the first winner, Shubas, and the second winner would be Aditya Nugra. Congratulations, both of you. Our team will contact you to redeem your gift after this webinar. All right. Okay, so after this, I would like to have a quick request for photo documentation. We would love to take a virtual photo with our speakers here, William and Algie, and all of the participants. Okay, so everyone's, if you are comfortable to turn on your cameras and take photos together with us. Okay, and make sure now the team is ready also to take photo. Yeah, okay, so once you are ready to turn on your camera, I will make a count. Okay, yeah, I think we will do like 3 times, yeah. Okay, so on my count, guys. Okay, all right, big smiles, everyone. On my count, 3, 2, 1, smile. Okay, one more. I think two more, I guess. Two more. 3, 2, 1, cheers. All right, last one, please. 3, 2, 1, smile. Okay, thank you so much, everyone, for having with us to do the photo documentation. But please stand by, right, as we haven't finished this webinar and we still have the lucky draw. So yeah, this is your last chance to fill out the feedback survey form for a chance to win some great prizes. Please scan the QR code on your screen now if you haven't done so already. Okay, I will leave it for you guys a few seconds to scan now before I announce the winner of the lucky draw. Okay? Now, before we announce the lucky draw winner, let's recap and reflect what we have learned today. William talked about the problems growing businesses face. He also explained how NetSuite can help solve these problems by making budgeting and financial consolidation easier. He also talked about how NetSuite's AI can help modernize finance teams. Meanwhile, our second speaker, Algie, showed us how NetSuite works. He explained how it helps businesses make decisions faster, adjust budgets, and manage costs. He also showed us how NetSuite makes financial consolidation easier by managing different currencies and automating processes. Lastly, Algie also explained how NetSuite's smart features are changing how finance teams work. Nowadays, budget control is a critical component of all businesses. To win in the digital business world, leveraging the best that cloud technology can offer is imperative. Data silos make it hard to consolidate finances. Research shows that 79% of finance leaders struggle to get accurate information from different parts of their business. This makes it difficult to make good decisions and forecasts. Another survey cites having advanced IT systems and having a single source of truth as the main drivers of making better financial decisions. Old-fashioned ways of combining financial information often involve people typing in numbers, which can lead to mistakes. Dealing with different companies, currencies, and rules make this even harder. This can delay reports and make financial statements less accurate. According to recent surveys, about 43% of companies take over 7 days to complete their statutory financial close at the group level. This is often because they rely on manual work and spreadsheets, which are slow and can have mistakes. Many businesses are starting to use AI to make their finances more efficient. A recent study shows that most finance leaders think AI is important, but only a few companies are actually using it. A recent survey also found that over 80% of financial executives consider AI adoption crucial for enhancing their processes in the next year. However, only about 30% of companies are currently using or testing AI solutions, indicating a gap between interest and implementation. AI is now part of many business software systems. It can automate tasks and use smart technology to predict things and understand what people say. AI is expected to add around 25 trillion USD to the global economy in the coming years. Okay, so I think that will be it. Probably team, have you guys already to spin the wheel to announce the lucky winner? Okay, got it. Thank you, Alfian. Okay, so now probably team can share the spin-off wheel before we roll it. Wow, many of you guys already filled out the feedback survey form, yeah? You guys are really want to chase the prizes? Just kidding. Okay, all right. It's time now for the lucky row announcement. So let's spin the wheel to see who our lucky winner is from those who completed the feedback survey. Roll the. Who's the lucky winner? Okay, I think, yeah, congratulations, Kuwit Katya-chan. Congratulations, yeah. Yeah, our team will be in touch with you shortly to coordinate your prize delivery, yeah? Okay? All right. I think that will be it. And we already at the end of this webinar. Thank you all for joining us today. We hope you found the session insightful and valuable. Don't forget to check our website www.pointstar-consulting.com and connect with us on our social media, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And stay tuned for more exciting webinars and events in the future. I'm Ayu, MC for today, signing off.